following podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and adult language. But would you rather have it any other way?
Alright, so welcome to the Would You Rather podcast, where we tackle the hardest, most offensive, sometimes awkward would you rather questions. Today's question is a bit of a long one. So it is, would you rather die saving 10,000 strangers from death without them knowing that you did it, or live with everyone knowing that you decided not to save 10,000 people?
It's like Batman.
I'm the host, Meng, and today on the bands panel we have Division A Futsal champion, Kim. Thank you for coming again.
Yes!
Lifter of... it's not on. Oh, no, I've got you turned down. Yeah. How's that? Yeah. Lifter of Fields, Eugene.
Hello.
How you doing? And this is his fifth time now, I think.
Veteran.
Yeah, veteran of the podcast. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm good. I was good to be back.
Alright, so this is a big one, right? So 10,000 is like generally, I think this is like what I find is like a nice number, because when I first thought about it, I thought like 100 doesn't seem like is sacrifice worthy, but 1 million might be like too much. It might be over-evaluating. So I thought like 10,000 might be like a good place to start.
Sounds like Bunbury. I'm pretty sure Bunbury's got more people to tell that.
So what do you reckon? I think this is about like value, right? Like value, how much you value your own life, right?
And a bit of ego as well. Like,
where does the ego come into it? Like, oh,
it's like if you want, like, if you do something really good, you kind of want to be like praised for it. Like,
oh right, yeah, sure.
know,
Because if you do it, no one knows that you did it, right?
Like the only person who would like sacrifice themselves and not care would be like Batman in like Dark Knight Rises. And no one knew who he was, except for like what's his name, Inspector Gordon. It's like, and then Batman was like, "It could be as simple as putting a jacket on a young boy and making sure." You know what I'm talking about, right? That scene where he's just like, and the guy's like, "Oh shit, Bruce Wayne," and then he flies off with the bomb. But then again, he doesn't actually die, so like, you know.
Is that actually part of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There's a bit where he's like strapped himself into the thing. He's about to fly that nuclear reactor off into the thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's about as simple as putting," and, you know, like in his Batman voice. It's like, and he flies off.
It's a car.
Yeah.
Every day. I never got to thank you, and you never have to.
So what would you pick in the scenario, like in terms of, I guess this, before we even kind of go really into it, what's your immediate like knee-jerk reaction to this?
It's tough. It's very, very tough.
I don't really give a fuck about other people, so I rather like, oh, actually no, then I'll be a bitch.
Do you get to choose how you die, though?
No.
Let's just say, for the example's sake, it's the worst possible fucking whatever. Getting fucked by 100 fat
torture.
chicks.
Fuck. That's very tough. I'm torn.
Would it change for you if
Well, like the type of death?
The type of death?
I don't know. Probably not. I think.
What if it was death by snoo snoo?
Looks like I'm saving 10,000. Then the large women.
Yeah, would it matter? No.
I don't think so. But I still would be on the fence. Like, it's such a hard question.
Like if someone was like, all right, you know, you'll die by, you know, some aliens have come and they're gonna like rip you like limb from limb, tendon from tendon while you're still alive, compared to anesthesia. Like, would you still choose?
I think the issue here is choice, hey? So you can't choose how you die. You can't choose who lives.
That's correct, yeah.
You can't choose anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically, if it happens, either you're forgotten as a hero, or if you don't, you're a little...
Not even forgotten. They don't even know you're a hero.
Yeah. So they don't know that you've saved them. 10,000 people that don't know that you saved their life, or
You're a murderer.
Yeah, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see.
But what about this? What if it was like the 10,000 people knew that their life was saved, they just didn't know it was you? So there's no trace of like you were the one that sacrificed, but then they know that someone sacrificed their body for them, right?
like a symbolic hero,
Yeah,
Like techies.
like Batman.
Or Jesus, really, right? Like the unknown Jesus.
Did you say techies? For the greater good. But keep in mind, they're all randoms. You don't know any of them.
Yeah, the strangers, 10,000 strangers.
It's not your family.
Yeah,
It's not your loved ones.
that's true.
10,000 strangers could also like hate you for being a pussy.
So if you choose to stay alive,
Yeah.
who knows that you stayed alive? Just the 10,000 or everyone in the world?
Would it be put on the news or?
Because if it's 10,000, I can just flee like the country or whatever.
Yeah, just go to Korea, get plastic surgery.
No, everyone.
I love how that's your first like response to get plastic surgery. It's necessary to like run away from shit without getting plastic surgery. You fucking idiot.
But I mean, if 10,000 people knew, everyone would know, right? Like,
But then
Yeah,
they're
true,
dead. They're
true.
dead.
Huh?
Like,
no,
No, we're talking about the second, like if you run away, if you don't save anyone,
Right.
everyone will know you didn't save them.
Yeah, because those 10,000 people died now, and so all their families, they know it was you that didn't want to sacrifice
And
themselves.
they probably post on Instagram like, "Oh, Eugene, that pussy, like didn't save." Like hashtag Eugene's a pussy, and they'll become like trending, and everyone in the fucking world will know. You be on CNN, NBC. You make Donald Trump look like a good person.
But here's the thing, like, if in terms of like backlash, right? If you chose to save yourself, now you're gonna have 10,000 people, families and stuff that are like, "Fuck this guy." But I mean, how much of the percentage of the world do you reckon would be like, "Yeah, I can understand why he did that." Like I would have done the same things.
The thing is, like, I don't think there'll be a big percentage because everyone like will think they're higher than themselves. Then, they'll think better of themselves in that kind of situation unless they experience that situation. Does that make sense?
Okay, so
Because there's a lot of times we talk as like friends and mates and stuff like that, and you see someone getting robbed, and you're like, "What the fuck? Why did no one like get up and punch that guy or stab that guy in the face?" But then in that situation, like, you probably wouldn't. Like, the majority of people wouldn't. So like, I think the whole world would probably be like, "Yeah, nah, Eugene is like, he's a pussy. He didn't like save humanity. Like typical Eugene, blah blah blah." But then like, unless they're in that position, it's kind of hard to like understand Eugene's rationality.
Yeah.
Because the number is so great and so kind of severe, the damage, like 10,000 people, like it's
Seems like the choice is easy.
seems the choice is
pretty
easy,
much
but yeah, exactly. It seems like the choice is quite clear cut, right? But
Yep.
it's not.
But it's not. Yeah.
And like Eugene just left like a pussy. Like the whole world just thinks he's a pussy. Like,
I was waiting for it.
So, like, in terms of, like, I came up with a number, like, obviously, but if everyone has a price, I feel like everyone has a price, right? Like you say, everyone has a price, whatever number, someone will do something for that. So, what I want to know is, like, what would you value yourself in terms of lives? Like, at what number would someone go, would you sacrifice yourself for X amount of lives? Would make you go, yes, I would definitely do that. What's that number?
I don't necessarily. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe like to get to a certain point, it becomes a number game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's more so the quality of people than quantity of people. Because you could be saving like 10,000 like prison inmates compared to like 10,000 like Nobel Prize.
Right, sure.
You're alluding to the Batman scenario again, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, like in Dark Knight, the Dark Knight when they're on the two boats. Yeah, exactly. It's like that kind of like situation. It's like, and also like you could have like 1 million people, and then you could have 10,000 people, but like of that 10,000, 100 are your close friends and family. So it's like, wouldn't you choose like instinctively choose that 10,000 over the 1 million? Like,
Right, yeah, but this is 10,000 strangers, so that's the thing, right? So you don't know, but those 10,000, like, even if they were like criminals or whatever, like, I mean, statistically, it's probably impossible. Not impossible, it's statistically almost improbable that you're going to get 10,000 bad people, right? Like, if 10,000 strangers in the world...
So we're just talking like a random sample.
Yeah,
size,
random sample of people, right? So knowing that, what number would make you go, fuck it, I'm willing to go in. I'm willing to go in for this many people.
So what's the population in the world?
It's like something
6.5 bill?
Yeah, something billion. Something-
Well, I
So
think
I'll say 6.5 bill. Like if there's like at least a few people. It's like the more people that die, the less people will think I'm a pussy. So it's all good.
That's true.
7 point...
Oh, wow.
125. Oh, that was as of 2013, so it must be more than that now.
Yeah, on a quick Google
let's
search,
say
yeah.
let's say 8 billion people right now. Okay,
I think you know. But yeah.
but that's also kind of like that's kind of also like as soon as you say that, I would do it for like this many people. You're already kind of going, yeah, I would value my own life more than that value of someone.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of going, yeah, I'm worth like this many people, which is kind of like a fucked up way to think about it.
It's so hard to quantify. You're judging your life based on another person's life.
That you don't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
So, from
So
my
what you're betting
perspective-
on that, like-
my perspective is
We know what your perspective is.
Like, if you knew that you'd say out of 10,000 people,
Yep.
you could say 500 of those are your family, your close friends, your relatives, things like that. Even your friend's family.
Yep.
You'd probably pick that, and actually pick losing your own life for those
For loved ones,
people,
yeah,
for those
sure.
loved ones.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for fully randoms, you're such in a hard position because you don't know who you're saving.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but I mean, those people have like families and loved ones and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's just
that's
because
right.
it's just because they're X amount removed from you.
Yeah,
they
but-
would still have like those relationships.
yeah,
right?
but then you're thinking about, say, those 500 people that you were going to save.
Yeah, but-
they've
but-
lost
yeah.
you. They've lost you.
Yeah. But I don't think that
yeah.
thought comes into your mind, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, they got family, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You give a shit, like because you don't know, you can't put a face to a kid
Right.
or a mother or a husband or a wife.
Right.
But if it's like Eugene said, it's like if it's someone that you know or your friends that you know what their son looks like, you know what their grandpa looks like, you know what the et cetera, et cetera. So it's more like of emotional play, I guess. Like you can visualize it in your head, and you're like, oh shit, like. You can visualize them losing their son or something like like that.
Sure,
Whereas
sure.
like a random is just like this guy could be like a pedophile for and you could just be missing little children, like like
And you're saving a pedophile. The fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though. Like, that's also something you have to come to terms with. Is no matter how big the number is, somewhere in there's going to be a bad
Yeah, there's
egg,
gonna be a sound, yeah.
right? So, I mean, is that still worthwhile though? Like, if I said, okay, to save like half the population of Earth, right? Knowing that if you had like 3.5 billion people or like 4 billion people, whatever, which is half population, there's going to be at least like 10,000 pedophiles in there somewhere, another million rapists or whatever, and all that kind of shit. So like, I mean, is that still worthwhile though?
No, they should just die.
You know what just occurred to me? It's like it's not about like the amount of people. It's like kind of you got to see like the detriment that the world missing this amount of people would have to the world.
Oh,
That
like
makes sense?
the value they would bring to the world.
they
versus
bring to the world. So
value-
like, say
Sure.
if you lost 10,000 people, it's like, so what? I don't think it's going to like really affect the world immensely unless they're like very important figures in
Sure.
like their fields of whatever they do, like science or whatever.
Mm-hmm,
But like, if it's like an amount that is so detrimental to the productivity of humanity, I guess that's the way to put it. Like, if you lose like 12, like, or there 5 billion people, then the world's actually like fucked. Like, you can't operate as a world, like as Earth. Like you have people, you don't have people that work in like the roads. You don't have people who can like manage money, banks and stuff like that, and then it
Who
kind of
police?
all
Yeah, but I
police
mean,
the world, like,
okay, yeah, sure.
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 So like,
but I mean,
just-
if it was like a sample of 10,000 people, I think it'd be alright. I think.
So for example, if it was a sample of 10,000 people, then it's just like, well, yeah, it's either I die or 10,000 randoms die, but it's not really going to affect anything. But
Yeah,
if you
sure.
think of it's a bigger number, say like whatever, like 2 billion, 3 billion,
Yeah.
you're like, shit, like if I don't die, 3 billion people will die, and then we're fucked anyway because the world's going to like collapse on this or some shit like that, like
Yeah.
everyone's going to eventually eat themselves or something like that. Then you kind of think, okay, I'm doing it for the greater good of humanity, of the people.
Right.
But if it's only 10,000 people, it's just like, yeah, I've saved 10,000 lives, but what fucking good is that to do to anyone, to myself or to anyone else? Like,
Yeah, but I think that logic is almost like it makes sense, but it's too rational, right? Let me rephrase it like this. What if I said, okay, you can pick the whole world's going to end, but you can pick 10 people to save. Or no, not even 10, 5 people that just they won't die and they will survive in another form or manner. Okay, like 5 people. Won't those 5 people just be people that you love? Like, when they just those 5 people, like, you wouldn't give a fuck like what kind of technical skills they have, what they can give. It would just be, I just gotta make sure it's a male and female that can reproduce, but they're people that I love. Wouldn't that be what you pick? You wouldn't go, oh, you know, I want Elon Musk, I want like fucking all these other like hell smart cunts, right? You don't give a fuck. You're just gonna pick 5 people, right?
Yeah, true.
So in that respect, like, in terms of what value the remaining people can provide, will that even really matter? Because I mean, if you sacrifice yourself for it, I mean,
I think the scenario is different because like you have a choice of people that you can pick, whereas this is just a random sample of people, right?
Yep.
So you have to think of the end result. So let's take your example. Like you pick 5 people. The end result is you save the people that you care about, and like.
But what if?
Sure. I think that's any like end result for that. You can't really reproduce the world of like 5 people. I don't think. Unless you got a bunch of like inbreds, and that's just not going to work. That's like genetic.
That's how it started, baby.
Yeah, we just redo it all over again.
But if you think of it like a population, like a bigger scale, I guess like you think of like other end results, which is like I said before, like, you know, saving the actual world, like, you know.
Okay, what about this? What if 10,000 people aren't all strangers? What if it's just 10,000 random people in the world, and that could include like people that you know, people in your family, right? 10,000 random people, and it's just up to you to make that choice.
So if like aliens came down and like, all right, we're gonna fuck your shit up, but you can save.
But you can save.
But you can save them.
Yeah, you can save
just by killing yourself.
Yeah, sacrifice your body.
Would you be able to live with yourself though, knowing that you had that choice?
If it was like previous, before men put like, you know, it could be your family, then maybe not. But then if it's like 10,000 completely randoms that I don't give a shit about, I could live with that.
You could live with that? Yeah.
The flip side is, imagine if you're saying 10,000, could be anyone, right? So, of those 10,000, your whole family dies, all your friends die, and you're just left alone, right?
Oh shit!
Is that the worst possible?
Just get a new family. Fuck it.
Everyone just happened to be like Washington DC at that one time. I'm just thinking about Independence Day when they just like fuck that shit up.
But yeah, if it was in that situation, then, you know, you would never be able to live with yourself because you could have saved all of them, right? So that's something you need to put into perspective.
Yeah, you know actually what else it is? It's like when you like seeing it to not seeing it. So if you saw these 10,000 people in front of you and you were on like a pedestal and they're like, all right, an alien was like, you know, you die or they die, then you're kind of like, oh fuck, like, you know, I've seen the faces of this, and you see children crying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want to die, like all that kind of shit, right? Then you kind of, oh fuck, like, yeah,
that's like,
just kill, you know.
Yeah, that's
but then if, it's like,
right?
if you just sit in a room and an alien comes in, yo man, like, who do you want? 10,000 of your life? You're like, yeah man, just 10,000, bro. And like, there's no repercussion to, you don't see the repercussion of the actions.
No, but they do. So in that scenario where they go, okay, like, you can sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
And if you pick those 10,000,
Yeah.
then everyone gets to see that you made that choice.
Yeah.
So if you choose to save yourself,
but it's more so like from my perspective, what I'm trying to say is like, fair enough. You if you don't do it, then the world kind of sees you, but you don't see their faces of this unless like obviously you go out and stuff. But it's not like
but you have to go out, right?
Yeah, you have to go. But like, I'm just saying, like,
there's that guy.
Like, if someone's like, oh, would you rob a bank? Like, you know, everyone's like, yeah, I would rob a bank. But then if you actually go in and actually rob it, you see how you kind of affect people, and then you kind of like, oh, you have a change of heart. You know, like if you want to go like kill someone, everyone's like, oh, I give you $1 million to kill someone. Mm-hmm. You know, you could be like, yeah, I can go through it. But then once you actually hit the point where you're in the room with like a gun against a guy's head, you kind of like, or like, I don't know, I'm not sure about this. In a scenario where the 10,000, like you could stand in front of the 10,000 people and you actually can put a face to the value of your life, if that makes sense. And then that kind of would, or for me anyway, would alter my decision. Like,
so as soon as you see the face, as soon as you like can see what you're saying,
you see like, little kids like crying. I fucking hate kids, but if you see like little kids like crying and shit, and be like, yeah, mommy, dad, I don't want to die, blah blah blah. And old people would just be like, don't give a fuck. But then like like, you know, just women, children, that kind of stuff. It's like then you kind of like, oh fuck, like, you know, the choice is harder to make when it's in front of you.
Sure.
I have a
for
question.
me anyway.
I have a question for Aaron then on that.
Yeah, go on, Eugene.
On that. So, what if? Okay, so
if you were standing in front of me, I'd be like, yeah, fucking.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay. So say it was 10,000 people that had to die, but you got to choose who died, but you say had a gun and you had to like pull the trigger, or yeah, a death note or something like that, right? So you have to write down 10,000 people's names, and then they die. Would you be able to do that?
It's the fucking list. Like,
So you could choose murderers, you could choose pedophiles, you could choose like rapists and shit.
oh, if I can choose like shit people, yeah, I'd fucking kill shit people.
You do it, right?
Yeah.
So what if you had to face them and do it?
I'll still fuck it because they're shit people.
Okay.
I thought you just said that if you see them face to face, that would change your action, right?
Oh, but obviously if it's like criminals and shit, I'd fucking kill them. Like, you know, like, yeah, like, I'm just making the assumption that, like, I see a whole group of people and this aliens put me up on this alien pedestal and I just see, like, I don't know anything about them. I just see face value, they're crying and stuff. But obviously if I have, like, CIA intelligence and all of a sudden I know, you know, the age, their height, their favourite food, favourite colour and what their occupation and, you know, if they're criminal or not criminal, then, like, yeah, fair enough, I'll fucking kill them, happily.
What if, okay, let's ask another question. What if it was a domino effect? So each time you kill a rapist or murderer or something,
You've been watching way too much fucking cartoons.
an innocent person dies as well, alongside with that bad person. So you kill 5,000 terrible people in the world, but also 5,000 innocent people die. Would you still do it?
Well, no, obviously. I keep forgetting my own life is at stake. That I was like, yeah, fuck him, kill him. For the greater good of the earth.
And at the end of it, everyone's going to know that you did that.
Are they all in the same room together?
Yeah, let's just say it's like a whole room.
But it's divided into like shit people.
No, not even divided. It's together.
Yeah.
So they're all mixed up.
And then I know who the good people are and I know
Yeah.
who the bad people are. But then the good people will die at random. Like, it could be like little kids and shit.
Yeah. So say like
Fucking kill you and sacrifice you.
you can see a room of like red lights and green lights,
Yeah.
and all the green lights are on the innocent people, or the red lights are on the criminals and.
So I just fucking asked you. I said, are they separate? You're like, no, it's all fucking...
Yeah, but it's separated, but you still see them. So when you see one red light disappear, you see a green light disappear.
It's like fucking Christmas. Yeah, then I might kill myself, I guess. As long as it's like a kind of painless death that I don't have to endure too much pain.
And is that more because you feel bad or you don't want to live with the guilt, or
I feel bad. Not so much guilt. I don't give a fuck about living in guilt.
you don't care about the guilt later?
Yeah, but like it's more so the moment there, and then it's just like, you know, you kind of it's pressure essentially. Like it's pressure to make a choice.
That would destroy your soul, though, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Like knowing that, like, you know, if you kill, like, even if you knew that, okay, you got rid of 5,000 bad people, you got rid of 5,000 innocent people, but not only that, like 5,000 bad people doesn't necessarily mean like these people can't be like saved.
Rehabilitated
You know,
into society,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So that's a lot.
But I'm just talking in the sense of like if it had to happen. Like, obviously, I understand that, you know, people can be rehabilitated back into society and stuff. But if it was a choice to save people, then it's kind of like you don't really have a choice. I sound like that lady from that Batman movie. She's like, they had a chance. Like, fuck them, they're gonna blow up or some shit. Not those exact lines, but you know, that was the gist of that part of the movie.
It's like being in a war. You'll get like PTSD.
Yeah, I know, but like depends. Yeah, like yeah, in that situation, in Eugene's fucked up scenario, I don't know, fucking that
With the lights.
Christmas
Yeah,
light
that
scenario.
was really
yeah,
that was really elaborate.
Eugene's,
That was super elaborate.
Yeah, Eugene's Christmas light fucking special. Yeah, I would probably sacrifice myself, I guess.
But what if there's no pressure? You had, I don't know, as long as you want, you had a year to think about it.
Not even yeah. That's not
I don't think anyone would
Yeah.
make that decision for a year. Holy fuck.
I think the pressure is not so much like time wise; it's the pressure of like having people looking at who you're about to kill. That's what I mean by pressure. Like you have to kill someone, but you've made that kind of connection to like not necessarily know who they are and stuff, but you kind of made it, once you look at them, they're crying or they're distraught, and you kind of made that connection with them. You're just like, oh shit, like like I'm going to take this person's life, and it doesn't feel good. Kind of. That's what I mean by pressure. Yeah.
Could you argue that you're not, you know, because you didn't want to kill these people.
Yeah.
So are you actually killing them because you've been put this decision against your will?
What do you mean by like? Am I actually?
A gun is pointing at your head, basically.
Yeah.
You're being forced to make a decision.
So does that, you know, alleviate some of the responsibility?
Also, if I had, like, so I was forced.
Because under that pressure, you're probably not thinking rationally either, right?
If it was like a gun pointed at my head, I would just rush it. Honestly, I'd be like, "Any, mate, Mo, you're dead," you know. But like,
You mean you?
Yeah.
10,000.
yeah. But like, take it back. Like initially, yeah, I would probably kill myself to save these people. But if that was not my choice,
Yep.
and there was a gun pointed at my head,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just pick it random. I'll pick it like I'll just make assumptions of who's a criminal and who's not a criminal, and just like you look seedy, so you're dead, like kind of thing.
So in that situation, you choose to save yourself and just fuck the rest.
No, if the gun's point, actually I don't know. The gun's pointed at my head, and it's more so like it's kind of against my own will. It's like I have to kill someone. Like
Yeah. You don't have a choice.
no, I'll still get shot in the head. Like I'll just be like, make it quick and just don't let me know what I'm doing. Like do that 1, 2, but don't actually shoot on 3, but shoot on 2. You know what I think? Like because it comes down to still the same thing. Is like you see your victim, or you see what would technically be your victim, like indirect victim, I guess, and having that kind of emotional pressure, I guess we call it that. It's like I don't know. It will change how easy it is to. It's kind of like in America. I don't know if this is true or whatnot, but you know drones and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it changes how warfare is done, right? So it used to be people who go to war, they'll shoot people and kind of get distraught from taking a life or killing someone or whatever from what they've seen.
That's just
but now you got people who just push a button and can go home and sleep at night because there's no face to the actual victim.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to pull. Like that's what I'm kind of like the best example I can give.
Yeah.
What I'm pulling from. So like I can, if I don't see a face, fine, whatever. Like
you would push the button.
Yeah, I'll push the button, whatever. If I had to, it's not like I go around killing people for pleasure. Not that I've killed anyone before, but if
Disclaimer.
you actually see a face and stuff like that, it's more things go through your head. It's more of a thought process on if you are going to do it, or if this is the person you want to kill, if this person is not the one that you're going to kill. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah?
I want to go back to because we went really deep into like who we're going to kill and the type of killing, but I want to set the setting here. Okay. So someone approaches you. Actually, yeah, someone approaches you. You're sitting in the chair. And there's a video camera, okay, recording you. And he puts 2 boxes in front of you, each with a button. And he tells you that this whole thing is being live streamed to the world.
Is this person the Joker?
He doesn't have a face.
Okay.
Anonymous.
Yeah, anonymous, yeah. Some anonymous person, right? And doesn't have a gun to your head or anything. He just goes, look, this is being live streamed to the world, and your face is blanked out, okay? Now, if you push button A, then you will die, and 1 million people's lives will be saved.
Ooh,
Okay,
up the ante.
and everyone will know that you did this, but like your face is blank, so they won't know who you are. They just know that someone did this for them. Now, if you press button B, you will live, but the mask, the blank over your face disappears. All right, whatever that thing's called,
sure,
right?
sure.
Right.
Okay,
So it
gotcha.
disappears, and then you'll reveal like your face to the whole world because it's being live streamed to the whole world. Now, in that scenario, because that's not a gun to your head, but that's a different kind of pressure, right? So, knowing that, like, what are some of the things that are going through your head at that moment? If you were in that kind of scenario.
Eugene's would be, how much does it cost to get from here to Korea?
That's a tough one. Baron made a really good point just then anyway, that if you don't see who you're killing, you don't have that emotional connection. So at that point in time, I think personally I'd just be thinking I need to live, I have so much I need to do and things like that. So you'd actually just...
Yeah, but how would your life be like after that?
It'd be
not think
shit.
about it?
It'd be fucking shit. But that is basically a gun to your head. I know you said it isn't, but it is. It's either you die or you don't. And at that point in time, you don't have any emotional connection. It's either yes or no, and you just got to go. You just got to do it.
I'm breaking into the fucking room and press that other button. Fuck you, Eugene.
What would you be thinking about, Kim? Like, in that sort of situation, would you just be thinking about, like, what your life would be like? Or would you be thinking about, what would people think? Or would you be thinking about, like, what would my family be like?
Absolutely. I'd be thinking about how what's going to happen afterwards if I choose to save myself.
Yep.
Fuck, so much pressure. So much pressure. Yeah. And then you go down in history as that guy. Oh, but maybe you'll be famous.
And like honestly though, like in this sort of situation, how long do you reckon someone would remember this for?
Yeah, until it blows over, right?
Right, because think about this. Like, if you're like the leader of a country, right? If you're like a president or something, and you order like a bomb, right, that kills millions of people just to save, right, your country if you're in a war or some shit, and it's happened in history, like, don't people look at that person as a hero? Or like, most people don't even remember, right? Like, who was the president that was in charge when they dropped the fucking bomb on
Hiroshima?
Yeah, Hiroshima. Who was the president then? Do you remember?
Is it Jimmy Carter? No, I don't know. That's not Jimmy Carter. No.
Right? See, like,
Eisenhower. No. I don't know.
and that killed fuck tons of people, right?
Yeah.
And that guy, and he lived. He didn't, you know, sacrifice his body or anything. He
They have
just like,
statues as well in fucking America, so...
I think that was a situation where it
Yeah.
was like, it was understandable because it was war. As in, like, he did it for his country and vice versa. Japan did what they had to do for their country.
Mhm.
But take the example of someone like Hitler. Like, if he didn't end up killing himself or getting bombed or whatever, like, how many years do you reckon till people like Jews were like, yeah, you know what, that Hitler guy, like, he's alright. Like, he fucked up, but like, we forgive, like, you know? It's like, because you can even apply the whole case to like Sorry Day, like with the Aboriginals and Australia.
Yeah.
You know, even though 100 years has passed and it's really not the fault of like this generation, but it's obviously a result of, you know, what they did when this is the society now is because of the actions that the ancestors of, you know, like some people have accepted the apology and some people haven't. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's
all right. So do you think in this situation that if you have like a family or you have like a legacy that they have to carry that with them? Like, so
I didn't even think of that. Like,
right. So like, if you live right and you go, yeah, I want to live, and then these people die and then fucking everyone knows who you are. There's a whole outrage and people are debating whether you did the right thing. You're all part of headlines, and now you have to obviously make a public statement saying, you know, but like I did what I did because, and I couldn't, you know, you probably put a spin to it, right? I couldn't do that to my family, to my friends, to my loved ones. Like, I couldn't hurt them like that. Blah blah blah. Whatever PR spin you need to put on it. But then I apologize. I apologize to the families who lost their loved ones in this. I don't know who you are because, you know, blah blah blah. But I apologize.
I don't think no matter how you spin, you're still kind of fucked.
Yeah, but do you reckon that's something that will get taken on? So like, your children will have to apologize for your decision that you made. Their children are going to have to carry that. It's like a
Also,
legacy
essentially
thing
like Sorry Day, can't.
yeah, exactly like that. Is that something that have to carry?
So you go down in history as a guy who was a selfish fuck.
Is it worth it? Like, is living your life?
It really depends. Like, if you're in that kind of situation, like what your thought process is, because that didn't even occur to me till like just then. So I could have been like, could have fucked my general. Actually, no. Say you wouldn't have to worry because no one's gonna want to fuck you anyway. No one's gonna want to.
There always will be, right? Because you'll be famous.
Yeah.
So even if you're like fucked up, like think about Hitler. Hitler had a fucking girlfriend or a wife or something, didn't he? Like he had someone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but the
Like,
difference was like there was a group of people who thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, but and there will be a group of people that think you're doing the right thing as well. Not the right thing, but there'll be a group of people that will go, I understand, and I'm not going to judge judge you for making that decision because they understand. Because they go, I would probably have made that decision as well.
That group would probably consist of like 5 people. I know.
I think there'll be a lot more actually. I think there'll be a lot more people that would understand that.
It's more so like they can like they can understand your thought process and your decision, your choice to sacrifice 10,000 people we like. But it's not like in the sense of like you have followers who praise your choice. They can like empathize with you and just be like, oh yeah, I can see why he did that. But they're not going to be like, you know what, he did that, good on him. Like,
Oh yeah, they're not going to pat you on the back.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a gobby. Like, you know, it's different. Like, I don't know. Like,
having said that, like knowing like considering that's the live stream to the whole world, okay,
Yeah.
and the whole world know, I do believe there are people out there that'll be like, they'll see it and they go, you know what? I respect that he did that. That he picked his own life and didn't like pussy out of it because I would have made that decision. I reckon there will be people that, you know what? I actually think there would be people that would praise him because the world's kind of fucked up, right? And I think there are people that would praise him. And the fame that you would get, there are people that come out of the woodworks and they want to be a part of that. They go, hey, I understand the decision. You're famous, and they want to get on that dick, right? Because you get like press conferences, your face, everyone will know what the fuck you look like. That's kind of fame that you can't buy. There's going to be people that want your dick just for that, right?
Reckon Pepsi will sponsor me?
Join the conversation.
But
what would we think? Like, if none of us were in this situation, a random guy was on TV or live stream or whatever, and he had to make a choice, and he chose to kill 10,000 people. And of that 10,000 people, none of our own family or friends or whatever affected. Just say, like, hypothetically, would we understand his choice, or would we?
I would. I would. I don't think I could hate someone like that. Like,
it's a rational way of thinking because humans, they're either rational or irrational, right? In that point in time, the rational way of thought is, I wouldn't say it's a selfish act, but it's like ingrained, right? Like an animal where you're always trying to ensure your safety or the safety of your family, or your cubs or whatever, right? So at that point in time, that gun is at your head. Yep. So your rational thinking is, I need to live on and do what I need to do to whatever, gain happiness, look after my family. Because at the back of your mind is also, say if you had kids, if you had like an aging, parents or something that you had to look after. That would be going through your mind, if you died, all that would be fucked up. So I think that's where I'm coming from, in the fact that I would be rational and go back from what's important to me, right? Mm-hmm. It's not saying that I'm belittling 1 million lives, because that's not the case. But at the end of the day, those are 1 million lives that you don't know about, right? You have no connection with. Mm-hmm. But when you're at that point in making the decision, it's thinking about what happens if you die and what happens if you live.
Right.
If you live, you continue on with your life, basically, right? Get rid of all that publicity bullshit. That will blow over. That's my opinion. It's like the Kim Kardashian fucking
1 million people were missing.
It's like the Kim Kardashian video, right? Yeah. So, it's like the big black dick, right? but how many years has that been? And everyone's like laughing at it now. It's like, whatever. Just fucking rich and famous.
There's a difference between taking dick.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Is there really that?
Fucked up individual.
But I kind of realize now that I think the world is really desensitized now. So say if we just this just happened, and it was on the news, like, would you give a fuck?
Wait. So if
it just happened just then,
sorry, interject a bit. So if I'm the dude who killed 10,000 people, saved my own life, do I have like immunity from other people killing me for the rest of my life? Because like, if I'm gonna fucking kill someone, like someone could kill me anyway, like because they'll be like, "Fuck you, family, you killed my family." So like,
you'd be a target.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I'll fucking just kill. Like, I'll kill myself.
They would label you as a mass murderer.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, you're a murderer.
That is correct. Yeah. So that's another thing as well. Is like, one of those things you think about is like, if I have people that I have to take care of and all this kind of stuff, but their lives would be affected as well, because if angry people know you have a connection with like the loved ones in your life, they're going to attack them as well.
Yeah, your loved ones or your friends could actually just distance. No, not even that, but like distance themselves from you because they're just like, what the fuck? Our lives are in danger. Like, I don't want anything to do with you.
Batman all over it.
Yeah.
That's why Batman. Yeah, that's why Batman doesn't hold anyone close to him.
That's why he wears a mask. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying before?
I forgot.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So say this happened, right?
Yeah.
To somebody in another country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just happened. We don't know. It was just on the news.
Yeah.
Would you give a fuck? It's gonna blow over anyway, right? It just happened.
Yeah, so a guy...
A million people died.
Because the guy saved his own life.
Yeah.
Like, of course I'd be probably like the mass majority of people who are really entitled and think they are the shit. Be like, yeah, what the fuck? I would have killed myself, blah, 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 blah.
You'd be outraged.
I'll be outraged. But then like over time, I think I can be like, oh yeah, I see why it is that you chose your own life. For the simple fact is, you don't owe people shit, these million people shit.
Yep.
And you don't know them. Yep. And your life of that individual might have an important. He might be on the verge of finding cure the cancer, or he might be a fucking couch potato. Like, but whatever it is, that's like his own life, and it's his choice to make. And eventually, I think I would come to that like conclusion, right? But obviously, for the first like few days, I'll be along with everyone else, be like hashtag fuck this cunt. I mean, fuck that,
Yeah.
like on the trend of
Yeah,
like
right,
hating
trend.
this guy for taking the lives of 1 million people to save his own. But yeah, eventually, I think I understand where he's kind of coming from. But other than that, like, yeah, it will take me a while, I think.
And that's an interesting thing that you said, like, if it was someone else. And, like, especially in this day and age, I feel like everyone just likes to, like...
Be a commentator.
Yeah, and over-exaggerate everything, right? Like, 'cause if we didn't have social media, I reckon, like... And everyone saw the news, and there was no social media.
Yeah.
I reckon, like, literally, probably, like, a quarter of the world just would forget about it the next day. This is
Yeah.
what it's just a thing that happened.
Yeah,
I
right.
agree.
Like taking, for example, a United thing. Like a lot of people I know have seen the video, and we've all seen the video. And there's people who will comment, or they'll make a remark, be like, "Oh, why are those people just filming? Why didn't anyone do anything?" But in that situation, what are you going to do? Get up and like punch? Like if you were put in a,
Assault
like,
the police.
assault the police, right? Because it's not like something that. Fair enough, it was wrongdoing, but it's not like. Those are people of authority that are carrying out this act, right or wrong. It's not like you'd be like, "Yo, fuck you, cop!" Like, "Oh, fuck you, United," and punch your hostess in the face. It's just not right. It's not something you do. So, back to what you said. Like, it's kind of like a lot of people will say they'll do this certain thing, but once they are put in that certain situation or scenario, like, will they still do it? Like. I know if I was in that situation, in that United situation, I probably would have done stuff. I would have been like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking bad. Shame on you." But I wouldn't have gone up and like wrestled with the cop or something like that. That's just fucking stupidity. But yeah, so like that being said, like yeah, once people are in that kind of situation, it's kind of different. So say if Mr. X decides to kill a million people, save his own life, and they reveal his face and it's Eugene. Like,
Of course. always the function.
It's like everyone could hate on him, and people could hate him for the rest till his dying day, until their dying day. But they're not gonna really know what it's like until they're in that kind of situation.
Yeah,
and
it's always easy to judge.
they can easily judge, but like, who are they to really kind of judge?
That's exactly right.
Like, until it happens to them.
But what about this? Like, what if this person that sacrificed a million
Eugene.
people, one of those people was someone that was close to you? How would you feel then? Would you still look at it rationally and go, "Well, I understand why he made that choice," and like, you know,
Yeah, it kind of really depends on the person. Like, if they're Christian or something, like, then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we'll forgive." Like, but like, I don't know. Oh,
To a degree, I reckon. You still sympathise because he had to make a choice, right?
Yeah.
And you can't blame him for making that choice.
fuck off! You're that rational. Like,
No. You have to be, because otherwise
Okay.
it's going to be, I'm going to hate this guy because he chose his life over 10,000 people. We're just going back
and
to
one of them
rational
was
thinking.
one of them was your mum.
It's back to rational thinking, though.
Okay, enough bullshit. Like, seriously speaking, I would probably be like pissed off because I'm like really irrational when it comes to that kind of shit. Like, I would hate that guy till the day I fucking die. So if you like, fuck, I hate people for like eating my chips like without my permission. Like, so like, you know, like that kind of shit's like on the next, or like
Just for sharing.
on like an equal, if not greater level than eating my chips. So like, if someone fucking kills someone that I care about for the sake of his own life, I'm gonna like be number one campaigner to like fucking skewer this guy in the ass with a fucking pitchfork.
alright, so you would lead the brigade against this guy. You go,
I'll
fuck this guy.
fucking be
Yeah.
like, lead the brigade, make a fucking Instagram page, Facebook page, become a fucking influencer to fucking kill this guy.
So what if it was Eugene?
Is that even a question?
I'm
You
dead.
made 2 Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Seriously though. Yeah. And okay, so Eugene chose himself, but your mum was sacrificed, unfortunately.
I'm gonna choose someone better than my mom. That's like no.
Your dad.
Like, my parents died, and I got better internet connection. No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Okay, one of your
No.
family members that you love.
Still a better internet connection. Then fuck Eugene. Then, like,
Yeah, but that's okay. Flip side is, what if I knew that it was...
Flip side, there's no fucking value you can provide me. That
There is, because if I knew that it was affecting like my friends' families, then it changes your rationality.
No, because
No,
10,000 random or 1 million random people, you have to take the chance that
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a gamble, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, his one of his internet bleaching family members, went down.
I'd fucking kill you because there's no value that you can provide to me. Like you can't fuck. My mum can cook chicken rice, all kinds of noodles and shit. What the fuck are you?
you're gonna have to learn how to cook chicken rice and shit.
You gotta cook fucking bland ass, fucking macro friendly boiled fucking chicken brown rice shit. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I swear to God.
Yeah, so you would be mad, even though you guys are like best friends. You would kill.
You're not here. I'd fucking kill him.
You'd fucking kill him.
Yeah, I'd fucking kill him. Except that, Eugene, I'm gonna fucking kill you if that happens.
Okay.
So in that scenario, you're gonna die anyway.
Yes, okay. The rational thinking is...
Let's just say
do I know I'm going to die? Yeah. Do I know?
No, let's just say he's got immunity, but I'm just trying to kill him. I shoot him like a million times and he just like heals back up.
Like Wolverine.
T2000.
Yeah. But his family and shit, like I would never like if I knew, because I know Eugene, right, and he wronged me like that, I'm not going to get revenge. Knowing that if I can't kill him, I'm not going to get revenge by killing his mum, his dad, his whole family, dog, or whatever. Like or eating his protein powder, whatever it might be. Like if I can't kill Eugene, then that's fine. I'm not going to take it out on the rest of his family because that's unfair. Because I actually know Eugene, so I thought your family really didn't do anything. It's you being a little selfish shit cunt.
But what if it was something you didn't know? What, you would go for the family?
Oh, I'd fucking yeah. I'd wipe out their whole genetic lineage. I'd eradicate them from not a strand of the DNA will be left in this world.
Oh, Malevolent Arid is scary as fuck.
It's my chicken rice, bro. Yeah, fucking my chicken rice.
But see, that's the thing though, right? Like, I feel like if you were that person that made that decision and you went, okay, I'm going to sacrifice 1 million. Now there's that extra pressure, not just of like what people think of you, but now there's the pressure, or like there's a spotlight on you because you feel like if you're someone that has a conscience, and you're like, okay, this is something that I've decided on. Now there's the added pressure of like, well, now I have to give my life like extra meaning, right? Like now I have to like try even harder to be like a better person or like be more successful someday so I can pay these people something.
I don't think it's coming back from to be a better person after you killed 1 million people.
No. It was in like a better version of you, right? Like maybe like you have to go, okay, well, to make up for killing that 1 million, I have to make sure my life was worth some value, right?
Yeah, but then it goes up from there, right? You're like the lowest of lows, yeah. You're like fucking plankton, like in the animal world. Yeah, I guess if there was an opportunity for the world to kind of forgive you, hypothetically, then I'd fucking make the most of it. I'll just like eat shit, clean shit, fucking, do anything I can to like better the world, or better myself or better the world. If that's the situation, but if no one's going to give me a chance, like if I can't even get a job or like, get a chance to do good, there's no fucking point. Like,
you must just choose to die then.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's always like a chance for people to forgive, right? Like if you came out after that experience and you like quit everything and then spend the rest of your life doing like charity work or like missionary work or whatever the fuck, like all around the world, I think at first people be like, fuck, this guy's just trying to make up for what he did. But eventually, if you stuck with it and you dedicate your whole life, that people are like, okay,
or something like a nun or some shit, like a monk,
right?
That makes a good point. Like if after you kill 1 million people, say you choose your own life, but then 1 million families target you, then you may also just not live to begin with, right? That's your choice.
You literally have to go to hiding for like fucking 10 years, or go to Korea. But I also think it comes back to the number. So like 1 million people is quite a substantial amount of people, right? Sure. So your level of the time of period that those people will forgive you, or or the world will forgive you, will be longer than compared to initially what was 10,000, right?
Yeah,
because 10,000 is like very minuscule in the scheme of things, right? But
having 10,000 families is still kind of like a scary thought.
Yeah, it's a scary thought, but it'll kind of blow over quicker because less, people are outraged by people who get stabbed or murdered or whatnot. But eventually, in those minds of the spectators, we'll call them spectators, it'll kind of blow over because it doesn't affect them personally. You know, but if it's like a bigger sample size of people and you just happen to be included in that size, then like, or not even included at all, but if there's more people, it's just like more people will be angry at you, and then those people will be angry at you for choosing that choice.
Yep.
But if there's only 10,000 people, then obviously people still hate you, but the period I believe anyway, the period of time where you're hated and hunted is shorter than if it was 1 million people.
Sure.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like the whole like MH370 thing, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that was like, there was one plane, there's so many families affected in that, and then how many people are still talking about it now?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Whereas if it was like a whole country that
Yeah.
disappeared,
Yeah.
people would be fucking talking about that
Yeah, exactly.
still, right?
So the only people who are still affected by the MH370 people are the families.
Other
right?
families, right,
Yeah.
right.
Or friends of family, or whatever. But like eventually it will blow over. So that's a good example. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, eventually like 10,000. Yeah, it's a substantial amount of number of people, but it's not 1 million. So therefore, you know, it will blow over quicker. People will still remember it in the back of their mind, but eventually they'll just go, whatever. Like, you chose 10,000, but if it was 1 million, then yeah, fair enough. It will blow over eventually, but it will just take longer because you affect more people in that sense.
Yeah, so I feel like in this situation, when I'm saying 10,000 people, I feel like I'm sort of like with that as well. That mentality that, fuck, yeah, 10,000 people, I would most likely just pick myself. But if it was like, and if it was like the size of like a small country, I'd be like, I'd probably just go to fucking sacrifice myself. Because I honestly don't think that after that I could go, yeah, I'm going to try and like make this work and make the world a better place and sacrifice my body to like do good in the world, because that sounds like tiring as fuck. Right? I don't think I could keep up with that. I don't think I'd be able to manage that. I don't think I can provide the same value as 1 million people, right? Like you take away 1 million people, and like somewhere in that 1 million, there's got to be someone that can provide more value than me. So just in that one transaction alone, right? I should just like fuck it. But 10,000,
like that one person could be like, you know, find the cure to cancer.
Yeah, right.
Why don't you change it? Like instead of like 1 million random people, it's just like they gave you like a circle radius. And you could literally wipe out an entire just one country or one area of people, right? Would that change it? Because you're like, fuck, I'm wiping out a whole entire race or whole entire. Like some people would fucking do it. Some people like fuck black people or fuck white people or fuck Asians and just like destroy that. But then like,
how many people are there in Singapore? You reckon?
Yeah, so you could like wipe out Singapore or some shit, you know. But like, but then like you got to think in that situation. It's like, man, you're wiping out like you could be wiping out a whole entire culture of people, and then wouldn't that change your?
I'm going to be completely honest. if it was just like you get to pick the country,
yeah,
and if you live, then this country, people die. But if you die, then these people in this country are guaranteed to live.
Yeah, I would
just go, yeah, it's like Singapore. You see that place called Singapore. Just
wow.
Fuck that place. Like, honestly, that sounds really fucked up. But
no, the plus side of that is the only people who hate you are people from Singapore, and they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and culturally, I don't really think they bring anything to the table as well. So,
yeah, technically, Singapore is like a break off of Malaysia anyway. So, but they just think they're better than anyone else.
Yeah, I reckon, like, yeah, if we wipe out Singapore, we can just recreate another Singapore. Like, yeah, just have another Asian country with a caste system. Yeah, it's fine. I feel like that makes it too easy. Like, once you know, like, once you, like, have a choice, I reckon that makes your own choice a lot easier. Once you go, you can pick and choose.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was random, then it's like, fuck, like, it's a random country, then you're like, shit. Because if they say it's a random country, then you're like, fuck, because you don't want, like, your own country to, like, people to die and stuff, right? So
still having that would be good to have a choice because you just wipe out like North Korea or some shit.
Oh yeah, fuck! I probably should have picked North Korea.
Yeah, you picked the most like liberal, like forward-moving country in
Singapore.
Asia. It's like Singapore.
Oh, wait! Can I change it?
It's like North Korea. Like what's the other? Like all those like troubled nations in like the Middle East. And like Africa, but cool, Singapore.
Straight away. Fuck.
Without even
I didn't really take the time to even think about it. It was just like a really gut reaction. Just fucks.
instinctive reactions. Simple.
There's the thing where if you sacrifice yourself and nobody knows, does it matter? Does that matter? Like, would you be happier if everyone knew?
Whilst
so,
I'm
right?
alive, I would care, but it's not really something you really care about, right?
Yeah.
Because once you're dead, like, like you're not going to be like getting blowjobs from like models and shit. Oh my god, you're the savior of the world because you're dead. Like, you know, and plus, no, like if no one knows, then it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I guess it doesn't. Like, I wouldn't fucking give a shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, your descendants would have like a pretty good life, right? Because you were the one that sacrificed. You're like the new age Jesus, and like all your kids and their kids, they're gonna be like fucking respected.
No,
People are going to take
so
over
no
them.
one. But you said no one knows.
Yeah, no one knows.
But Meng's saying in the case that everyone did know.
Yeah, because that was what Kim was asking.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right, right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would that make the choice easier?
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, see, everyone wants to be a fucking martyr, right? Like, everyone wants to be a known martyr, but no one wants to die for like a good cause if they don't get the recognition
Yeah,
for
but
it.
nobody. Some heroes wear capes. And some, like,
But I think someone would know because all of a sudden, like Meng would go missing, but his family would draw the conclusion,
fucking
right?
Batman, the richest man in Gotham, fucking Bruce motherfucking Wayne, has a fucking tower named the Wayne Tower is named after him, right? He's probably like the number one he is the GDP of fucking Gotham. He fucking disappeared during this situation that like the fucking nuclear reactor was going from his company, like, and all of a sudden no one can pinpoint shit. Bruce Wayne is Batman, like, you know, like people, you give people too much credit. Like it's like he disappeared and no one knew. They just fucking erected a statue of Batman instead of Bruce Wayne, and only until he was like, oh no, it's as simple as putting a jacket on. Like when to Jim Gordon, only then he kind of realized with a bit of uncertainty that shit, it might be Bruce Wayne. Like people just if Meng goes missing, everyone's be like, oh yeah, Meng's just like fucked up because he's a pussy cunt, like you know, because like he didn't want to be one of that 1 million, so he thinks hiding under his blanket will like, or like in an underground trench, like is gonna save him. Like no one's gonna make that assumption. All of a sudden, people will be like missing all over the world.
Yeah,
like,
people
this
are
is-
missing everywhere. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true.
But seriously, take like Batman example, like fucking Bruce. It's like if fucking Mark Zuckerberg disappeared the next day, everyone's gonna be like, oh, so like. You think Mark saved the world? Nah, no way. He's a fucking millionaire. He drives a fucking Prius. There's no way he saved the world.
So it's crazy to me that if people know that you did it, then it's like an easy decision because, like you said before, right, Aaron, that you're dead, right? Like you're dead. It doesn't matter if people know that you did it.
Yeah.
You're dead. Like the value here is like the value in terms of the people's lives.
Yeah.
That are spared, not the fact the value isn't
It
your legacy, is it?
It kind of goes back to like what Eugene was saying before. Like if you did like choose the other choice and kill whatever, it's like your family that gets affected. But if you sacrifice yourself and no one knows, like your family's not doesn't get it affects no one except for you. You're the one who's affects obviously the million lives or whatever. But you're in there, you're dead. But your family doesn't really benefit off it.
They don't know that you're
They don't
dead
know
because of that either.
because they're either they just might think you're dead off like a cocaine binge or some shit, you know. But if your family or people do know it's you, then you know that like okay, rationally thinking like my family will be set up for the rest of their lives. Like they'll be known as like the family of the hero who saved the world.
Right. Yeah.
And then you kind of like go through that thought process, and hopefully people like, yeah, maybe they can get like a book deal, and this and that, and then probably that book will turn into a movie, a bestseller on the New York fucking bestseller list or some shit, and then your family's set for the rest of their lives. Probably why Kim K took the fucking dick, because she's like, yeah, I'm taking dick now, I'm getting publicly shamed, but you know we can set the Kardashians up for the rest of their life, and that probably not her thought process, but you know like. Yeah, that, if people were to know, then I reckon it makes the choice a lot easier because you kind of be like, you know, it kind of like fucking strokes your ego a little bit, but two, it will set like your friends and family kind of up for life, or they'll be respected a lot more in society.
Yeah, but I mean, like being respected in society, but they still lose you though.
Yeah.
They lose you.
I'm pretty sure fucking they lost, like my fucking family lost me, and they were approached for a fucking $50 million book deal. They'd be like, who's my son? Like,
Don't need to cook chicken rice for this little
Yeah.
bastard. No.
There's not. There's like the thing is like in this day and age, you see cases where a company will fuck up per se, and all of a sudden like a mining accident, or like they made a new car and the brakes fucked up, and then like their son died. Like in this day and age, there's no like life for life compensation. Not in the civil, or not in the Western world anyway. But unless it's like Texas or some shit where it's like death sentence and whatnot. But there's no, everything's always compensated with money. What do you think? Like they'll settle for $1 million amount because the company fucked up on this. And then from that they're like, obviously they're distraught and whatnot, but they will take that money because it's kind of the best they can get, or like that for them that's like enough money to kind of like recover what they have lost.
Sure. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've all agreed that if it was 10,000 randoms, we'd save our own life, right?
10,000 if we're using Meng's scenario of 10,000 people.
The original scenario, yeah.
Of like the box and we don't know what's going on. Yeah, fucking kill 10,000 people.
Yeah, we could. Okay. So how about the same scenario, but then if you choose to kill yourself, everyone will know it's you.
And then what if?
All right.
And then you get praised
For 10,000 people.
for 10,000 people.
But is like the martyrdom for like 10,000 people like worth it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
What do you reckon? Would you do it? Do you think you get any compensation?
I still think so. Like
you would, but
I think
you wouldn't.
because it's like if you switch it, like if you originally if you switched it and it was like killing 10,000 people, it doesn't really. In my mind, for some reason, I was like, "Oh, that's a very small number." But if it's just save 10,000 people and people know that you did it, for some reason, it kind of changes that for me. I'm just like,
Oh right, yeah, sure. Because everyone knows that you saved 10,000.
Yeah,
so it's the fact that
10,000,
10,000. Yeah, fair enough.
it's like you saved 10,000 people. Like, even people who fucking save 2 people these days are considered heroes.
You pretty much
not saying that's a small accomplishment. It's a massive accomplishment for people who like in serving over in Iraq or Afghanistan or whatever. You see cases where a guy would dive into a grenade just to save like 2 teammates, and they get like a presidential medal of honor and stuff like that. It's a big deal to actually save someone's life, regardless of the number of people.
Yeah.
Especially if they know who you are, right?
But what if, because is it like terrorists and it's broadcast live on TV, right? And then you pick yourself, and then you die. But what's the guarantee that people would think that you actually saved anyone?
That's just taking the situation like fucking. That's extrapolating what we just like.
Yeah, right. No, but that's I think that's a very valid point.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you think of it also this way: like, what if it was just it's just a prank, bro? Right?
Yeah,
right? And you go,
exactly.
yeah, fuck it, I'll kill 10,000 people, and then you go, oh shit, it's just a prank, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah, exactly.
and now you gotta live with that because no one dies, but everyone knows you're an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they swap the buttons around or some shit, and then they like cut out where you didn't know. They're like, I fucking didn't know. Or they swap the buttons around, and you actually end up killing everyone, and it's like, fuck, I actually did not mean to do that.
I feel like in this sort of, it's like the prisoner's dilemma. Like in this scenario, saying, yeah, fuck, I'll sacrifice myself is like always the safest option. Because if you don't know whether or not it's like a fucking prank or like what's actually going to happen, I feel it's always the safest answer to say kill. Like,
Fucking how shit would... I reckon if it was a prank, you'd still be fucking hated across the world because you're like a selfish cunt who chose to kill. Like all these hidden cameras goes, oh man, it's like, this is Ashton Kutcher, you just got punked and your life is fucked too. Yeah, I think in any... Yeah, like I think you're right. In the prisoner's dilemma, the safest option is probably to kill yourself. In regards to effect to your family and whatnot, and your friends and what, but
Just being rational.
yeah,
right?
just being rational.
Yeah.
So yeah, and back to the original.
that's
If it was 10,000 people, yeah. You know what? No, what? If it was 10,000? Oh, I think.
What if this scenario? So say you kill yourself, 10,000 people know that you saved them, but if you kill 10,000 people, no one knows that you killed them. Would you still kill yourself or kill the 10,000?
Fucking kill 10,000.
Yeah, kill
people.
10,000.
Yeah.
It's the thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
It's
That's the repercussion.
It's like it's like a skewed version of the seeing the face thing. Like they don't know you, then it just doesn't really fucking matter, right?
Yeah, but what if they don't know? But you get to see them. You get to see them before they die, but they don't know.
Because
no one knows that.
Because it reminds me of a time when like I went egging right in my youth, and I egged this house, and I didn't know who the fuck owned this house. I was just like, yeah, fucking got the top windows, have fun cleaning that motherfucker. And on the way back, it was like an old lady. Fucking got a ladder. So if I didn't see that old lady, I'd probably still be egging to this day. But that was the last day I ever egged because I was like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. So if I saw I think if I saw the faces of the people, I'd probably kill myself.
Wow.
Like, but then like knowing me, I'll probably find a way around it. I was like, oh, if I'm going to kill people, like close my eyes or blindfold me, and I'm like kill the people. But that wasn't a choice. If I was like forced to see the people, then I'd probably sacrifice myself.
Yeah, putting a face to it actually like makes such a big difference to me. I don't think it would have made a difference to me, to be honest. If like no one knew that I made that choice, I think if I saw that 10,000 people, I'd fuck it. Just press it. It's like just live with that guilt.
It's like if someone's like behind that curtain is a person, like shoot him or you die. Then you're like, fuck it, and shoot him.
Yeah.
But then if they remove the curtain and it's like a 5-year-old little girl or some shit,
and
it's just like, then you're like, and then the choice is kind of hard to make. It's just once you see what life you are taking away, it kind of like
sure.
makes a difference.
Okay, so final call. Back to the original, which is 10,000 strangers, and no one knows that you did it, or kill 10,000 people and everyone knows that you did it.
Kill.
Kill?
Yeah, kill.
Even if you get to see their face?
Kill myself.
Eugene?
Sacrifice myself either way, I think, at the end of the day. That's the rational way of thought. As much as you want to save yourself, you can't value your life over Earth's 10,000, regardless of whether they're criminals as well. It's still, there could be 800 good people, 9,200 bad people, but it's still 800 good people.
It's a very ant way of thinking. It's like for the colony.
for the colony?
No, it's like ants. They fucking sacrifices all the time for the greater good of the colony.
What, is that ants or bees?
Any kind
Probably
of
both,
any kind of like hive or nest insect, I guess.
Hive mentality.
Yeah.
Kim?
I think I'm kind of like Aaron. If I don't see them, then maybe kill. But if I see them, then I've got to kill myself.
I think, on that scenario, there's risk of, and probability. I mean, it's a very low chance, but you might kill your family, your friends, something like that. So that's why I've changed my.
So yeah, I guess if you see the
stance,
face, you could be like looking across the crowd, like, oh fuck, Eugene. No, it's still like, no, like
What I press it, faster.
No, but like say like I see someone I know, I'm like, oh fuck. Then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna kill myself then. But if you don't see it, then it's just like, whatever.
Okay, what if you don't see it, but then like the next day, your good friends or a few of your family members just disappear because they died? Then what?
Then I start my digging a hole for my trench and my 10-year hideaway plan. That's probably what I'll start doing.
How much are tickets to Korea again?
No?
How much are tickets to Korea
No,
again?
Eugene seems like he's very knowledgeable.
Nah, just lift your feels, mate. It's all good.
Okay, alright. Since you said that, Eugene, yeah, I think I'm convinced. I'd kill myself either way. Can't take that chance.
To find out, it seems like a shit cunt.
Because you are a shit cunt. Anyway,
I think 10,000, and I don't know who they are, and the 10,000 strangers don't know who they are. I'd take that chance if I don't see it. But yeah, but no, even if I did see it, if I saw 10,000 people, I don't know who the fuck they are. I think I would still pick myself, unless if there was someone in that row of faces that I recognized, I was like, fuck, that's a really good person. Like if it was like if I saw like 10,000 faces and one of them was like Elon Musk or something, or like someone that's fucking really valuable to Earth, I'd be like, all right, I have to sacrifice myself. Yeah. But if it was like just blank,
it's like a game of Guess Who. It's like all these faces like popped out. You're
like
bang. You knock them all down.
So what you're saying is you're obviously a gambling man, mate. So
Yeah.
you're gambling.
I'm taking a chance.
Yeah, you're taking a chance that of those 10,000, you can't see their faces, but of those 10,000 might be some of your family, some of your friends. You still go bang.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, because 10,000 in like 8 billion people is like You have like a
You have an issue of gambling, eh?
yeah, like you actually have like a higher chance of winning the lottery than one of someone you know being in that $10,000. I mean, it's not fuck. Oh, in that 10,000 people. Fuck. Yeah. So like, I like those chances. I reckon. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck them.
It's like
That's the
10,000 of the whole entire fucking world. So the probability of your family members actually getting picked or friends
Pretty low.
are pretty.
Yeah, it's less than you winning the
substantial.
lottery. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
But there's
so-
still that chance.
Yeah, but I'm
Never
pretty-
say never.
Yeah,
Never say never.
yeah, and I'm pretty unlucky, but I don't think I'm that unlucky. You know, like
Raptors in 60, right?
yeah. So that's I would still pick. Fuck them. I'll take the chance, and that's the thing. All right, cool. So thanks to everyone today for joining me. Next week we'll have a different question, different panel. As always, you can follow us on Facebook at Would Rather, on Twitter. At Would Rather, as well as Instagram, Would Rather Official. All episodes will be up on the website, woodrather.com, iTunes, and wherever else you get your podcasts from. Until then, thank you very much, guys.